Alright, very interesting NXT. Very riveting. As much as it could be. But I gotta say this, I apologize, I did not get a chance to do my not my NXT, but my TNA review. I'm sorry, I had something I had to do, which I did. I haven't even seen the show yet, so I don't know what happened last week. I'm gonna see if I can see it this week, before the next episode comes out. I have no idea what happened, but hopefully, when I do the next one, at least I know what happened. I'm not gonna try and make a follow-up video, it's too late for that, of course. But at least I'm going to know what happened. Now, let's get this in perspective. There was a lot that happened on the show. Was all of it good? Yeah. At least going into Heatwave. A good amount of it was good. There was some that made no sense. Still don't make no sense. I don't know why they're going down this road. And there's others that's somewhere in between. Let's get to the mixed tag. We don't know what happened to Shawn Spears. He didn't show up. So, in the mixed tag between Lizzie Rain, who was supposed to be with Shawn, and Nico and Izzy, I don't know what happened. I haven't checked to see if he was having a problem, or did they just set this up so you can let EK have this moment because of what was going to happen later when Stone talked to Rey Mysterio. So I don't know which one it is. I would have to go and check the dirt sheets, which I have not done yet. But EK came out to take the place of Shawn Spears. He just wasn't there. And it was the faces who won. Which kind of leads into what happened with EK. Because EK spoke a little bit with Lizzie. And I know you're going to say, well, what about what happened with Armstrong? I'll get to her. But when that happened, later in the night, we did see Roberts. Do I care about AAA? No. Still don't. Maybe I might care more about CMLL than I will care about AAA, because I just don't feel anything major from WWE Silver Lake. Remember, this is Silver Lake WWE. It has been hard for me to be watching what's going on. As much as people say that's great content, I'm sorry. It is obvious they're so heavily orientated to making money. Way more than Vince ever did. And I'm not even saying Vince was perfect, because he tried to make his money with WWE Studios. Remember that? All that WWE Studio shit? You haven't forgotten that, right? He was doing everything he could to do money, acting like a corporate businessman when he never was. Now you got a corporate businessman who used to run well, he's still running, but who owned the damn company of Endeavor, which owns TKO and WWE. He don't own it no more, but he's going to make all that money for Silver Lake. And it just is over-advertised. Emphasis on profit is more important than wrestling. You can say a lot about Vince. And believe me, you do have the right to say a lot about Vince. Especially that he beat the case. It's over. That case is done. Settlement. If I remember correctly. It has been settled. But the problem here is this. So much of that, it's just turning me off to WWE's product. I'm still doing NXT. But even that is showing some level of advertisement. It hasn't gotten bad yet. The minute it does, I may just bail out of WWE permanently. Because I'm getting sick of it. Honestly, I'm telling you. I still do the pay-per-views. I would probably do that. But watching Raw, watching SmackDown, watching NXT, I have no interest at all. I'm not going to watch AAA because AAA is a joke right now, no matter what anybody says. It may be very popular in Mexico, which is going to be because it earned it, but it's owned by WWE, and it doesn't matter. So for me, I'm at the point of, I'm not there yet, but I'm getting there. But going back to all that I'm just saying, let's put it in perspective right now. But what's going on here? Seeing that Rey is making an agreement with Stone to do a match for it's a Cruiserweight Championship from AAA that Rey Fenix owns. He won it. And I don't feel any importance with Rey. Why are they not putting Rey Fenix with Penta? I do not understand. Yes, there was no problem keeping them separate, but you learn from Lucha Underground, which I didn't get a chance to ever see, and TNA, which I did see, not counting AEW. Both of those companies, they work way better together. They just do. And they still keep them separate. And you're having him go over to Latin America, to Mexico, and win the damn title there that doesn't even exist anymore in WWE. They could have kept the Cruiserweight Championship, and they chose not to. A long time ago. Unless Rey is going to be on NXT TV and defend it, I don't personally give two damn shits about it. I'm just being honest here. Now, I don't really need to say much more other than Angels, EK, La Parca, and who's the last one? Romeo. I can't remember his first name. I'll eventually remember it. But essentially, those are the guys who are going to be the number one contender to go after Rey's title. Let's move on to the next match. Dion Lennox versus Shugs. What did we really get here? Nothing. It feels like they have to do a setup. It has reached a point now that Shugs and Dion must end this. The only way they're going to do a stipulation that should be done at Heatwave. Whether it's a I Quit match, Last Man Standings match. Not a steel cage. Of course, it's not going to be Hell in a Cell. There's not going to be any underground. The only ones that make any sense at this point, where neither one of them wants to quit, is either an I Quit match or Last Man Standings match. And the winner stays in NXT and the loser leaves. Because at this point, one of them has to go. Because I don't see an end to this. And the problem here is, yes, Shugs is over. Lennox is still hated, which is fine. But it's not doing anything for Dark State. Either you're going to have a match where it's going to end this feud between the two, and one of them leaves NXT to go to the main roster, or could leave the company because maybe they want to get rid of them, one of them, because we can still get rid of people. They can still let them go. So it's either a Last Man Standings match, which I think is an I Quit match, will be the best one, because neither one of them wants to quit. Let's move on to the Women's North American Championship. Zaria versus Ren Sinclair. And they had a good match, but they did not finish it. Because guess what? Dion and Shugs were fighting there too. You got Cutler interfering almost in the match, where it was Ren who had to give him a drop kick, and Ren lost the match. Now Ren wants a rematch. She said it was unfair. It got interfered with. I could have won that match. And the Stone said, I can understand that, but you got to give me something. And she says, all right, I'll give you something. If you let me have this match at Heatwave, you can unify the titles. Now you got my interest. Finally, we all know the Speed Tournament has not been interesting for the women. Or the men for that matter. Neither one of them matters anymore. I truly believe they need to get rid of those Speed titles. I never cared about them before when they came from Evolve. I still don't care about them now. The concept is done. I've been wanting them done, and now they want to merge one of the two titles. The men's title, they haven't done it yet, is still on the waist of a Lexis King, so they may let that hang around a little bit longer. But I truly hope that they're going to merge them. Pretty much what happened with the Cruiserweight title, North American title. Now you're going to do it again. But this time with Zaria and Ren Sinclair. And I'm glad they're doing it because I'm sick of that Speed title. They weren't doing anything with it. It was a prop. It wasn't a title. It didn't feel important. It didn't feel important when they showed it those times. It's still not important. Moving on. The next match, of course, Lexis King versus Lucian Price. Let me give it to you like this. I believe his name is Lucian. I don't get this. I'm not fond of this. This is one of these feuds and stories I don't understand why they're even doing it. Honestly. You're literally having how can I describe this? Let me give it like this. Lucian, he hit Lexis King square in the chest. It was so loud, it was like a damn gunshot in Lexis's chest, which is bleeding. That's how hard he hit him. It was epic. That loudness. And you could see on his chest, he wasn't faking that hit. He got hit so hard and it made his chest bleed. And he was like, he meant it. That was a hard-ass hit that Price gave him. And he won the match. But it's not about them. It's Bronco Nima. And the story that Bronco Nima had in Lucian. Why? Why? Unless you're going to have Lucian stay on NXT and Lima going over to AAA permanently, I can understand that you're going to split them up permanently. That's the way it goes. But in this situation, that you're going to try and have conflict between them, and then they show they have cohesion, and it's going to be because of Garza and Alberto? Yeah. Are you really going to go there with this? You're going to use Angel Garza and his cousin Alberto to try and split them up. And then Lima is going to try and convince his partner. But Lima don't care. He's saying, well, if you got a plan B, I got to have a plan B. He's singles now. He's trying to be singles along with what they're doing. So unless they're trying to split them up and let Price be on NXT and Lima be at AAA, this doesn't work. It doesn't. Because you don't have Alberto and Angel on NXT all the time to make this work. The story needs to be on NXT. If you're telling people, well, this story is here, but it's going to be at AAA. Do you think everyone's going to be watching AAA in the United States? No, not everyone does. Mexico, yeah. They'll have it there because they can set it up there. But this is not working. I just don't see it. Now, if you figured it out, tell me why. Why should Price and Lima have this story when legitimately the story should be on NXT, not split between NXT and AAA? They don't bring enough AAA people in. You don't see the story there with Lima. If they showed video packages of what's going on with Lima, and guess what? Price being there too, then it would be something where you could really see the story between Lima and Price, who consider each other family, that Price knows Lima's younger brother, who he's raising like a son. Do the story that way. It's not a story. Moving on. Okay. Let me give it to you like this. What did we get with Armstrong? I want to see Jordan Grace. I want to see Jordan Grace. I'm sorry. I know this is about Armstrong. It's about Keanu Jordan. It's about both of them trying to get a title, really wanting a shot at Kendall Gray's title. And especially Kendall has got a patch over her ear because she was bleeding out of her ear. I think she had a perforated eardrum when she hit those steps. And they said she's still not ready yet. So, I understand the story. But where the fuck is Jordan Grace? And I know you're going to say, dude, you know Jordan is on the main roster. Well, at this point, they might as well send her back to NXT because they're doing nothing with her. I'm saying this. If legitimately you don't have anything for Jordan Grace, give her something to do. Let her go back to NXT for a couple months until you got it. And then bring her up like they did with New Day. They gave New Day more time and more life when they let her go to NXT. Send her down to NXT. And then when you got something for her, send her back to the main roster. Because the only thing Jordan is doing is sitting on her ass and back and catering, getting chubby. And I'm not being disrespectful. Everyone knows you sit there and wait and wait. Try to pitch something. They still don't give you anything. You sit. You can get depressed. You can get frustrated. And you could eat. Even though you try to stay in shape, you're going to gain some weight. And I know Jordan busted her ass, killing herself to try and get herself like super cut to be the look that WWE and TNA wanted. And they're doing nothing with her. Put her back in NXT for a little while because she's doing nothing. I'm just saying, I would rather see her here than Armstrong. I understand Keanu Jordan, no problem, but Armstrong, give me Jordan Grace. Now, let's go to the story. Sorry, I had to rant. Right now, both of them want a shot. Kendall comes out. She says she has a contract for Kiani because she's sick and tired of Kiani complaining. So now, sign it, make the time you want. And conveniently, it's at Heatwave. Due to the fact they don't know how long this is going to be, they're giving Kiani 2 weeks. They said she could be cleared next week. They're going to give her another week. So that's 2 weeks. And then the pay-per-view. So, fine. But then they had the conflict where pretty much Kiani was arguing with the Miss Armstrong, who I'm not feeling. I'm sorry. She makes me think of Tasha Steele. What is the woman's name? I forgot her name. It's been so long. She was also called Steels. Tyra Steels. She didn't feel like anything. And when it comes to Stone... Look, Armstrong, she looks great. She can talk. But does she have character? No. Only thing she's got is attitude, and it's not enough. I want to see Jordan Grace in that spot where Armstrong is. Armstrong punches in the face a Kiani Jordan near her ear to make it look good. And now we gotta wait 2 weeks before something happens. Moving on. Let's see here. The last match, if I'm forgetting anything, I'm sorry. Grayson Waller versus Cruz Santana. You actually heard Vic Joseph make mistake and call Montana Santana. You had to eat that. He screwed up. But let me give it to you like this. The match between him and Grayson was fine. No problem. But here is where it gets interesting. We have been hearing the rumors of another Samoan member of their family coming. We know it was going to be Zilla Fatu. We knew after Jacob Fatu there was going to be Zilla. We knew it was coming. We heard it was coming. We believed it was coming. And at the end of that match, he shows up, wipes their asses out, splashes their asses. I will say that Superman punch he did, he does it better than Roman Reigns. My dudes, I don't know if I'm going to put an image in, probably not. But you see him literally jump in the air as Roman would go like this. He goes sideways like he's flying and then does the hit. I'm going to tell you, that looks way better than Roman's. And that's not taking anything from Roman's. His Superman punch has always been good. But that one looks like he's fucking flying. That was awesome. And just in case I do put it in, here's the images of my face right now. But I'm telling you, it looks so much more interesting. He's now in the company. He's now in NXT. Now I'm going to say this. Was this show good? It was okay. Things I just don't agree with, things that's okay. The build is the build. But the question now is, what are they going to do when it hits Heatwave? How many things are going to be set up for Heatwave? They said it themselves. There was no number one contender for Tony D's title. He was there. He stared down Zilla. There's no number one contender. I was not fond of this as it was, guys. I'm telling you right. I hate this. Someone new that comes in the company, they get a title shot within a few weeks. Not even a month, not 2 months, not 3 months to give them time to build into it. No. They just throw them at the title. I'm sorry. I cannot get behind this. I'm not behind this. If Zilla gets into that match along with Cruz Montana and Grayson Waller, this is bullshit. I'm sorry. Cruz, I love him. Worked his ass off to get where he was in TNA. Zilla, I've seen him a couple of times easily. He's not a bad wrestler. He's a good wrestler. And for what I can remember when he was in reality wrestling, he was interesting. At least when I did see it a couple of times. But it's not the point. You got two guys, and they're only using their reputation that they just brought in from the company. They're not trying to build them. They're just leaving them blank. They're not building them. And this is what I've always stated. You can't use someone's reputation for the whole 9 yards of their run. You can't. You eventually got to build them. Yes, take what they've already developed and build on top of it. They're not even doing that. Naraku, Did they build Naraku? No. They just left him exactly as he was since he left New Japan. And then, yes, Mike Santana, Cruz Montana. He's still the same Mike Santana. Now, it will work to a certain extent. Mike is Mike. I love Mike. But the problem I'm having is here. They should have taken months to build him, to get used to the fans, get used to the wrestlers, and then build him up into either the North American Championship or the World Championship. They won't even do that. They're just throwing him. Look at now. Zilla Fatu, they're saying who's going to be in it. That means they may add Zilla to the damn match and make it a fatal 4-way, which it shouldn't be. It's not the point that Zilla can wrestle or Mike. It's the point there should be a story behind Zilla, Mike, Grayson Waller. Not a couple of weeks of after Grayson Waller dropped a bomb inside of NXT's locker room and saying all you bitches are soft. It should be more. And it's not. And it angers me. Beyond no freaking end, it angers me. Because legitimately these guys deserve better. Even the women deserve better. Hell, I say it again. I'm not against Armstrong. But bring Jordynne Grace back to NXT. Bring her back if you got nothing for her in the main roster. Please. But it's just me. Peace.